Hey, beautiful Black ladies. I'm Samantha Gregory, and I have been in the IT game for about 20 years. And I've seen so many Black women in tech videos here on TikTok that I decided to jump in and lend my voice because I have been in for a while. I am so proud of all the Black women who are in tech, and I just want you guys to know that it is possible to live a Black lady luxury lifestyle if you want to. Getting in tech is a fast track to get there. And of course, there's so many other different ways to join the Black lady luxury movement. But tech is definitely, like I said, a fast track, especially if you already have some experience in other industries. It can transfer over. You can cross train. You can do whatever you need to do in order to get there. And so I'm going to be sharing my tips, my way to help you get there. So follow me for more. Being in the tech industry doesn't mean you have to learn coding. That's one of the biggest deterrents, I think, for women, especially Black women, thinking they have to go through a whole bunch of coding classes. I tried that path, but it didn't work for me. I do a little bit of coding, but it's mostly in very small increments. So, but for the most part, I have been in this tech game as an instructional designer, as a tech writer, as a quality management associate, as a business analyst, and a few other ways. I've also been a SharePoint trainer for the end user. So that's pretty much been my path to being in tech, and not just tech, but I've also engineering, also aerospace. So these are some high level, high tech game that you can actually get into. Okay, I have to admit, I love technology, and I think that's why it's been an easy path for me. I started when I was in my early 20s when we got my first computer. I was the go to person in my family that people always came to for all things technology. In some of my first jobs, I have always been the person that hopped on the computer, that started out with putting all the processes and all the records and all the data on a computer within my first jobs that I had. And so that really helped me. But again, I didn't do any coding. I just simply love using the computer, and I love teaching other people how to use the information that I was able to gather and share. So my path started very early. If you have a love for technology, if you love computers, you're right here on a mobile phone, so you got to do love it in some way, shape, or form. So get started today in Black Women in Tech. I understand that for many, being in technology can feel intimidating to start, but think about your transferable skills. We all have transferable skills that we can use in technology. So if you have writing skills, you can be a tech writer like I've done in my life. I've been a tech writer for 20 years, probably 20 plus years. I can't truly remember, but that's how I got started. If you enjoy data, you can be a data analyst. You can sift information if you like Excel. Anything that you do, you can actually transfer into a tech company, and so that you can start working in tech. If you are a trainer, if you love learning, if you are a teacher, you can transfer your skills into tech. That because it's really, really needed. It's not going away. So jump on board, ladies. You are prime and ready now. One of the biggest clues and tips I want to give you right now is how to continuously improve and upgrade your skills. Do it on the job. When there is a class offered, whether it's online, whether it's in person, take the class, especially because it's free. And as you continue to do that, you will up-level your skills, you will develop more marketable skills, and it's all for free. If you are not taking advantage of the training that your company offers, you are basically leaving money on the table, and you are stunting your own growth and your ability to make more money. The tech field needs every skill that you have. So you don't have to learn code, but you can learn new skills. You can learn more marketable skills. You can become a program manager, instructional designer. You can become a tech writer. You become a data analyst. You can become a business analyst. No matter what it is, get those skills, ladies. My first job in an IT department was for an insurance company. It's like one of the major insurance companies out there. And I got there because, again, I was into tech. I also had a friend that worked there. So that's one of the things that you probably want to keep in mind. If you know people who are in certain companies, you might try to ask them, well, how do you get into that company? And my friend actually came to me telling me about the opportunity, and it kind of jump started my Black woman in tech experience. I was actually doing a little, I was working on print jobs where I actually had to review documents and send them to the mainframe printer. I know it sounds like gibberly goop to you, but that's okay. It's how I got my start with a major insurance company that has a duck, so you can start anywhere. So I want to talk a little bit more about networking. Networking is not necessarily going to different events and having to talk to a bunch of strangers. Networking is really about finding the people in your community, people you already know. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be associates, it could be classmates, it could be teachers, it could be people who used to work with but now work for another company, people you already have a relationship with. Those could be the very people that could help you get into tech, especially if they work for a firm that has an IT department. If they are in IT, ask them questions, get information, learn from them, find out what opportunities are there for you. Have great relationships. And great relationships doesn't mean you have to be best friends. It just means that you have to be cordial. You have to have the type of personality that people actually love being around. Does it? I'm not the most friendly person. I'm an introvert. I do not like being in public places all the time. I need my energy to be restored by myself. I don't like talking a lot, even though TikTok makes me do that. But I really just enjoy being around the people that I know. And I have a small group of people that I enjoy being around, but the larger group of people, people that I've worked with before, people that I've have associations in dealing with, I'm always kind to them. I always try to put my best foot forward, not in a suck up kind of way, but in a manner that lets me let them know that they are very important. And if you can make people feel important, you have gained a friend. You have gained someone who's going to be in your corner, who's going to help you no matter what you need in life because they just simply want to. So develop your network, cultivate it. Look at the people around you. Don't discount people who you feel you don't have a close relationship with. But if you can be kind to people, if you can make them feel important, if you can give them a sense that you really care for them, then I think that's going to take you a long way, especially because they may have connections that you actually need in order to get into this tech field or any other job you want. And that goes not just for work, but it goes for community activation. It goes for so many different ways that you can become or up level your life. People matter, and so you have to make them feel like they do. Okay? So, how do you learn tech? Well, there's such a vast amount of information there. For me, even though I worked at an IT department, I decided to go back to school because I wanted to get my bachelor's degree. I had 2 kids and I knew I needed to make more money, and so I decided to go back to school. That path, if I had known better, I would have done something different. I would have gone for a certificate program. I would have taken a lot of exams and tests so that I can get certified in these different areas. But I would have saved, it would have saved me a lot of money. I mean, because my student loans are still out of out of this world. I mean, I know a lot of you can relate. So if I could do it over, I would get a certificate. There's so many programs out there right now. Google's offering them. HubSpot is offering them. So find certificate programs and get that first, and then dive into tech. Once I got into tech, I into a certain company, I did what I needed to do. I was very excited about it. I love learning new things, learning about new companies and how they operate. I did the work that I came to do, but then I found that I get bored easily. So I did job hopping. And for a lot of people, especially back in the day, 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that was like, why would you do that? And people didn't understand why I would go from one job to the next job. But what they didn't know was that for each job I went to, I got a higher rate of pay. And that worked for me. So that's how I was able to actually start making six figures, because I wasn't afraid to job hop. And I was also recruited to other positions as well for prominent companies, which I'll share with you in our next video. But to learn more, be sure to follow me. And I love to teach you all that I know. Here are a few of the companies that I actually worked for in my career. And it looks it was very exciting for me. I never thought that I'd be working for these type of companies, but it worked out that way. And I, again, honed my skills. I became more marketable. I was always updating my resume. I was always learning new things so that I could become the best asset that a company had. And then I also started to shift my mindset and became more of a consultant than an employee. So the consultant mindset and an employee mindset are two very different mindsets, and it will definitely grow your career exponentially when you learn the difference. But these are the companies that I've worked for. I hope that you can get excited about this as much as I am excited about it. And the thing about it is, it continues to grow.